Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another account review. I'm doing this one off stream because actually this past weekend, October 4, I was unable to stream. Turns out moving does take a lot of effort and a lot of time. So also I do want to apologize if you guys hear a little bit of echo or reverb because the room that I'm in is rather empty and so there's not a lot of stuff to absorb noise. So anyways, without further ado, I wanted to jump into this account review. I want to also say a lot of people have been donating and tipping me and asking to do paid reviews, which I do offer. I don't really advertise it, but if you guys are so inclined, you can pay me $25 and I will do a paid review for you. By all means, I don't recommend doing it because you can always win a giveaway in the Discord. I try to do one every single Friday if I stream on Saturday. So by all means, you don't have to pay for a review. You don't need to give me money. I just do this YouTube thing for fun. And if you guys choose to donate to me, it's all the more likely I'll do something. I don't know. I like making content. It's a fun adventure for me. But all those that are choosing to tip do help increase that motivation for me to continue making videos and such. But I just want to say I don't really have like a standard format or like thing I tell people for how I give away reviews and stuff, but join the Discord, link in the description, or if you really want a review, you can also pay $25 to my PayPal. But again, my recommendation is just wait to win a giveaway and such. But yeah, anyways, jumping into today's review, we have Mowsid, who was one of the people who did pay for a review. So I wanted to go ahead and do it. So I'm kind of half a month behind on recording this, so I do apologize. Anyways, Mowsid, I don't know where you are in the game, so let's go ahead and take a look. I see you have all the Onyx statues, so I'm going to rate you like an end gamer. Your main priorities in the game are just World 7 prep. I think once you're at the stage where you have 200 plus Dragon Warrior statue, your shrine's like 27, you have like hyper obels and stuff, it's kind of a key indicator that my advice to you is going to be very end game type of stuff. I'm going to go back to my Discord comments because I can't remember if you sent me any things to talk about in particular. Yeah, you did. So your 4 immediate focus points are Bravery, 24k, then Wisdom. Again, this was September 19 you sent me this, so this might be outdated. You may have done this already. Bravery, 24k, then Wisdom, 200k drop rate golden food, 1 billion kills with your second Deathbringer. You resetted your Siegebreaker to a DB to get more charred bones. Okay, that's fine. Level 650 with my last 2 level 600 characters for Emperor headgear. So let's see if you've done that actually on these characters. 650, 650, 600, 650, 650. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've hit 650 on everyone except V-Man. So I guess something I probably want to look at is your character stats, because I'm not sure what your class EXP would be. If it shows anything, if anything, EXP multi is around like 1,000, so not that great. Let's see your card sets, maybe that might help. See if you have any set card sets for EXP. Okay, I think you do. Yeah, this would be your card set for EXP. So just looking at V-Man so you guys don't get confused. So why are these card sets in particular, are these cards specifically good? I guess we can talk about this on the EXP grind. So class EXP is rather hard to scale. Well, it's easier nowadays. Not the Justice Monument is out and you can have like liquid investment. You can do a lot of cranium cooking and stuff, but class EXP is very hard to come by unless you've done or bought a lot of the limited time shop stuff, gotten like Windwalker pack. There's not a lot of class EXP multi available in the game. There's the Emperor wings, which you can get free to play. Those give you class EXP multi. I mean, outside of that, I can't think of anything else really. There's that limited time shop. No, that wasn't even a limited time shop item. That was a paid pack, I think. The like chef hat. So you guys know what I'm talking about. There's also the anniversary tag. If you're around for that, technically could be free to play if you got that. This was a paid pack, the True Crown anniversary, 4th anniversary name tag. This is a class EXP multi. You also have the Windwalker robes. These are class EXP multi, but 2 of those items are paid pack exclusive. So unless you spent money on the game, you didn't have access to that. The only thing you could have gotten free to play that was EXP multi was the 4th anniversary name tag. But notwithstanding that, there's a few sources of class EXP multi in the game that are free to play that you have access to. Number 1 being cards, actually. For a long time, actually, Moonmen is a class EXP multi. So this reads differently than most class EXP sources in the game. So the way Moon reads is it's monster EXP while active. Okay, and then you have things like Chaotic Cattlecrock, which is EXP for monsters. If you equip EXP for monsters, it's actually additive to whatever class EXP you have here. So 49,449.39. Notwithstanding any multipliers I have to class EXP, it would just add 0.48 to it. So it's not really that great. So Chaotic Cattlecrock, doubling it, not really worth your time. However, Moon Moon, the way Moon Moon works, as well as flies, this card as well, if I can get to it, Jesus. A monster EXP will active, and there's also one more Ghost monster EXP will active. These add to a separate bucket, which are multipliers to class EXP. Now, I do want to note specifically, these don't show up on your class EXP sheet here like it would like newbie gains, or it would like the Windwalker medallions and stuff like that. But those are multipliers. So whatever visual number you see here, 49,449.39, it would multiply 1.48 this Moon Moon. So you just add up 48 plus 24 plus 18, right? And then you that turns into like a multiplier. So whatever that is, it's almost 2x. Let's just round up and say 2x. So this would multiply 49,449 by 2. So that's how much class EXP would actually have while I'm active on the character. That's the key. You need to be active on the character, obviously, for that to take effect and for you to be able to get EXP on those characters. So the reason you have it in this bottom right slot, or you could have it in the top left slot, is because of card doublers. If you have a chip doubler, card doubler, chip doubler, whatever, that chip in lab, if you equip it, it would actually double that. So this 48% from Moon Moon would go up to 96, and then 1.96, and then you add together the Ghost and Fly, whatever, to give you your class EXP multi there. So obviously, you know, the other question is, why not multiply flies then? I think it's still worth to have Demon Genie multiplied here, just because you don't want to lose out on too much Crystal Mob spawn chance. So, you know, especially on characters that don't really have good respawn mechanic, namely Siegebreaker, I guess kind of sucks. Well, I mean, his respawn mechanic's okay, but V-Man especially, because, you know, there's no like real respawn mechanic. V-Man's method of leveling is just get crystal mobs, because he innately has a lot of crystal mob spawn chance because of his talent here, somewhere in here, wherever it is. It's a Maestro one. Am I blind? I swear there's a crystal. Okay, yeah, there you go. Come on, crystals. Increase crystal mob spawn chance. So if you are farming on V-Man, make sure to have this. Do some crystal farming with this card set. I'd go on Samurai Guardians. The other thing I should probably note for you to look out for is class EXP farming is much, much better if you progress your Windwalker, because the Windwalker talent for medallions to give you class EXP multi. If you don't have the medallion yet for Samurai Guardian, which you don't, I highly recommend doing it. I'm fairly confident that the medallion for the crystal mobs do not actually impact the class EXP you normally get. So for you to go out and EXP farm, the requirement being you just need to get Samurai Guardian. You do not need to get the World 6 crystal mob medallion in order to get like the highest EXP multi you can. It's not necessary. You just need the base mob that you're farming to get that class EXP mult. So go out, farm the rest of World 6, get that Windwalker medallion for Samurai Guardian. If you don't know how to get it, you just probably need more damage. You truthfully don't need a whole lot of damage to be able to kill Samurai Guardians. If you're able to unlock the portal, you could honestly, just with your top of the morning stacks, go AFK for like 12 hours and hope you kill and drop that medallion. But you're in World 6 with the guarantee success stone upgrades available. You could go out, farm like an element bow that the Samurai Guardians are weak to. So you have a really high weapon power, really high elemental damage for the Samurai Guardians to try and kill it a little bit more efficiently. But I would probably try to kill it if you're reaching like, how much HP does Samurai Guardians have actually? Just make sure I don't have HP pers on. Okay. Samurai Guardians innately have 10 trillion HP. I mean, if you were to get like up to 1 billion damage, like 500 mil even, I think it's realistic that you could go out there and try to kill Samurai Guardians. Honestly, even before that, to be completely honest with you, you can go out, kill Samurai Guardians, try to hard farm that that medallion. The reason you don't need that much damage is because remember that your ability damage multiplies So whenever you shoot out the ballista, those nachos hit, the boars hit, you'll be able to do a lot of damage and potentially kill the Samurai Guardians a lot sooner than you're anticipated. So go out, try to kill Samurai Guardian and see if it works for you. If you can't kill it, try to farm a better bow, increase your crit damage, increase your crit percent, your attack speed, your damage, whatever. Just try to get up there, try to kill it. And obviously with Windwalker, generally try to progress further to get like Cool Dust Hoarding, try to get that. Once you have Cool Dust Hoarding, I mean, you should definitely be in the green. You've like way overkilled it. You don't need that much damage, to be completely honest with you, to be able to kill him. Honestly, I was able to kill it like somewhere around here or so. I can't remember the exact damage I had to kill it, but it was fairly early on in World 6. I was able to go to Samurai Guardians and kill them. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Get the medallion upgrade. Get the medallion for Samurai Guardians. Do some class EXP farming once you get that, to be able to level up your characters. And I think honestly, before World 7 hits, trying to hit level 700 I think is great for someone who's in your situation, able to prep and prepare for World 7. Now I do want to talk about the like flat base class EXP sources and how to get that up. So number one obviously is grind time. This is the classic way to get up your class EXP. This is a linear-ish bubble, so every level you get into this gives you a flat amount of class EXP. This will multiply with the medallion increase you have from Windwalker. This will multiply with the ghost card and the ghost card, the moon card, in a flies card, right? And also if you have the super bit from gaming, which I think everyone has kind of at this point if you're at this stage of the game. Whereas in newbie gains, here it is, your lowest level character is 1.5 times class EXP, multiplies that as well. So grind time is obviously like the number one place to start for someone who's more early game. With a 4,000 level of grind time, I think you have a little bit of grinding to do. If you have bleach cauldrons, especially draconic cauldrons, I think it's very easy for you to level this up. Your liquid cap here around 16,000. You could do some liquid farming, get the cap and rate up here in these cauldrons. Go on AC, go on tremor worms, drop down the crystal with like a marbleglass staff to do some liquid farming. It's honestly what I'd recommend. Get this like 750,000 to give you more liquid cap, but also make sure to equip Viaduct of the Gods to get really high liquid cap as well, so you can level grind time a lot more. And try to get that up to like 10k, to be completely honest with you. I don't think that's unrealistic. I think you can do some AC farming, get this up to 10k, get a decent amount of class EXP, but the main source of class EXP these days in the game is actually Justice Monument. So focusing heavily on the class EXP here largely outscales grind time. You can this is primarily honestly how I have so much class EXP. I'm not sure if I have any multi gear on. I have the name tag on, which I can't really take off to showcase what that is. But even then, I mean, you take out that, even if I'm at 10,000 class EXP, that's like insanely high, right? But a lot of that comes from my grind time levels. A lot of that comes from Justice specifically. So, I mean, I have 10k here in grind time, but if you look at my Justice Monument is significantly higher. So grinding out Justice, trying to focus heavily on class EXP here, obviously getting more Justice bonus multi is going to help you out a ton in that. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend looking at the application here, Idleon-justice.vercel.app. Our Discord does have this in the tips and tricks section, but this will help you significantly in helping you understand Justice, what case to accept, to approve, to dismiss, to reject, whatever, to kind of help you out with that. Also, to spawn the Grateful Burger gives you like some rough popularity percentages and stuff. It's a really useful tool. Highly recommend it. But yeah, Justice, just get it up to like a 2.4 or 4.8. Do it somewhat frequently. I mean, if you really want to, if you have the engineer schematic, which you do, that allows you to stack this up, as well as the studier upgrade here for Justice, you should need at level 1 to increase that multi up to 14, so it scales linearly. You're more than fine just stacking it up to like 10 days AFK. Do it like a 20x multi or whatever, and you can do Justice that way. Justice is very spiky in RNG, so you might have like really good RNG. You might make it to like case 2 300 one day, but then it's just like really hard getting to like case 150 another day, right? So for that reason, I recommend doing it more often than letting it stack up to 20 24x multi like some people do. just because you can avoid that spikiness by just doing it more often, right? So doing it more often means you'll less likely run into very, very bad runs, or, you know, you'll smooth out the RNG of Justice by doing it more often, but also to that effect, you might burn out more on Justice. So yeah, but also something to note here specifically about the hours: you don't need to do Justice once you're past 24k hours, because it doesn't scale like Bravery does. It doesn't, especially Wisdom does not scale like Bravery does. So the reason Bravery, and why you want to stack a ton of hours in Bravery and not the other monuments, is because of how the engineer schematic works for Bravery. So right here, this is like the engineer schematic for Bravery and how your AFK hours actually gives you more damage. So every 6 hours of AFK time in the Bravery monument gives you more minimum damage and maximum damage. So every 6 hours, right? So if you invest 6 hours in your character, and especially with monument AFK hours, you'll get a ton of damage in Bravery, right? This multiplies with the reroll damage that you get. This multiplies with the last sword damage you throw, especially when you get Belia. You can skip a lot of Bravery waves because that stacking damage just keeps on going and going and going, right? However, with Justice, it doesn't work the same. Justice doesn't scale off a flat amount of hours. It actually scales for every power of 2 hours you have, which is a significant world of difference. So instead of you getting like +1 coin every 2 hours, you actually get +1 coin every power of 2 hours, which is very significantly different. So if I want to get +12 coins, right, 2 to the power of 12, I need 4,096 hours in Justice. If I want 24 coins, I need 16 million hours in Justice. Now, this does multiply the amount of coins here that you actually get from this engineer schematic, I believe, scales with the multipliers to the coins you actually get from having hours in the Justice Monument, like those flat rewards. So what am I talking about here? It's the... Yeah, I guess it doesn't show here, but you know how when you get like, you get like 1,500 hours, you start with 2x coins, right? So instead of getting 12 coins, you get 24 coins from the engineer schematic, which is decent, but by no means should you be funneling millions of hours into the Justice Monument for. You're going to get more bonus and effect out of your AFK hours by putting them in Bravery because of how this engineer schematic scales compared to how Justice scales. So it's not really worth going past. Okay, to be completely honest, what, 2 to the power of 15? Okay, maybe 33,000 hours is a good stopping point, because if you multiply that by 2 again, you're going to need 65,000 hours, and then you're going to need 131, and then you're going to need 260. The diminishing returns on that are just really bad. So I can see you justifying getting it to like 65, 70,000, but beyond that, no, you shouldn't. I would just put it in Bravery. Just stick your characters in Bravery, to be completely honest. And Wisdom is even worse, by the way. Wisdom gives you additional starting attempts for power of 10 Wisdom hours. So this is fairly simple. 10 to the power of, if I want 6 starting attempts, it's 3 powers of this, right? So it's 1,000. 10 to the power of 4, it's 10,000. 10 to the power of 5. So 10 attempts cost 100,000 hours AFK on the Wisdom Monument. It's not worth it. Wisdom sucks, in my opinion. I really hate the mechanic. Me personally, I don't go out of my way to get more than 10,000 hours in Wisdom. I think that's a perfectly good stopping point. If you choose to go 24k, sure, but I wouldn't really recommend going to 100k Wisdom, because that's an extra 2 starting attempts. I don't do Wisdom enough to justify spending 100k hours AFK on that monument. And I understand monument AFK thing is a factor, but still, it's not worth my time investment. I'd rather be farming Dragon Warrior statues, or I'd rather be getting more Bravery hours for more Bravery bonus multi, especially nowadays for gaming bit gain. In the future, prepping for more mining efficiency, maybe we need to get higher prints, get more copper ore, get more atom generation. It's just more worth it to spend hours here than the other monuments, in my opinion. Cool. Okay. That being said, I think you should now focus your attention on trying to get to at least 100k Bravery to help you potentially get Bravery bonus multi. With World 7 coming around, one of the skills we know for a fact is getting an expansion is gaming. Gaming is getting a massive expansion, or at least seems like it's getting a massive expansion. One of the ways to scale that heavily is the Bravery monument. So getting more gaming bit gains here whenever you level up and get get those rewards, focusing on gaming bit gains and especially focusing on bravery bonus multi to help you with that future update in World 7 to help you prep for that. So there you go. What was I talking about before? Is class EXP. I mean, I think I hammered home why, you know, class EXP is very important. You have more than enough hours. Just use the application I mentioned before, Idleon-justice.vercel.app, as a tool for you to use to help you smooth out your runs in Justice. Okay, cool. But yeah, bravery, 100K. That's why people do a bunch of hours of bravery. Okay. Let's move back. Let me go back to what you said. So 1 billion kills with your second DB. Okay. This character, right? Okay. Multi-kill per tier, fighting AFK gains. That's what you need to add in here to your character. You don't really need drop rate. Biggie hours, I think, is okay. So you can get rid of the drop rate here and you can add in another fighting AFK one here. What is the other one? Boops. Boops is one. I think the Demented Spirit Lord, I think, is more fighting AFK gain. If you're card set, I'd probably recommend fighting AFK gain, to be honest. I would check to see what card set's better, either fighting AFK gain or the multi-kill per tier, but I'm fairly certain your fighting AFK gain is going to be better, which is the World 5 card set, to help you get more of those kills. But I want to say you probably have completed this already, considering this is, what, half a month ago? Apocalypse. No, not yet. Okay, so you're not there yet. So yeah. Yeah, so doing that card set, the damage multi's fine. That might push you another multi-kill per tier. Just for that first world, it may or may not be necessary because of how much damage you have. Multi-kill per tier actually caps out at 52x. So if you go to the AFK info here, which I can't show you because I'm in AC form, but if you go to the AFK info here and you're at 52, or sorry, if you're past 51, you've hit the multi-kill tier cap. Multi-kill per tier does not scale past 51 tiers of damage. So if your character is at that 51 tier damage mark, you don't need really more damage, right? So if you are way past that, you don't really need total damage multi potentially. So just be mindful of that. If that is potentially something that pops up, just be careful. Also, I don't know if you have the paid pack for AC, but this is bonus kills. This is good. You can also get world kill rings potentially if you already have that. Make sure to get golden dumplings in your characters. The golden grilled cheese sandwiches, this really helps a lot with your character damage. If you have the golden kebabs as well to put in your character to help you out with that. And golden cheese is great as well, especially if you're going to be candying to get those 1 billion kills, because if you put the shrines down in the world town map, it'll help progress those shrines, which is obviously very, very important if you want to get more crystal spawn chance, which, going back to leveling your characters, your void walker definitely needs. So make sure to, as you candy through the worlds, optimize that a little bit. Put your shrines down in the World 1 town, if you're doing World 1, for example, to get those 1 billion kills. Cool. Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else to help you with that Apocalypse WoW journey. Obviously, my number one advice is make sure before you do Apocalypse WoWs that you actually have 1 billion kills across all the mobs to get that multi-kill per tier up. You could also try and kill more mini bosses, getting Glunko to like 100k, getting these bosses like 25k, getting 100k on Glunko and help get that multi-kill per tier bonus. Make sure to put Bonejo Pickles on your character. If you are unaware of the trick with Glunko, go on your Deathbringer, drop the gravestone, equip as many Bonejo Pickles as you can that you're able to one-shot Glunko with, and then Glunko's 20-minute respawn timer is affected by mob respawn, so you are able to get more Glunko kills per hour by dropping the gravestone, because it would impact that mob respawn. Same thing for Baba Yaga, but it's on a 24-hour timer, so you know, having 1,000 times mob respawn is going to decrease that down to 2.4 hours, so it's like not really that good. Baba Yaga is not really that easy to farm, except outside of Colosseum, or inside Colosseum is really the only way to get Baba Yaga. And Dr. Defecus just spawns every day, so good luck trying to get that. Let's see, what else? There's also the Measurer upgrade for multi-kill per tier, which is very significant. wherever it is. Here it is. So, you know, getting potentially is 2 ways to scale this. One, getting more gloomy kills, or 2, getting more of the, I don't know, even sweetium or whatever this this ore is in the jar, or sorry, not jar, in the well mechanic. Getting more of the sweetium to help that multi-kill per tier. I think 179 is very good, but those gloomy kills would help a ton as well, you know, just generally across your account. So trying to get more of that potentially is something you could do. Being active on Siegebreaker, trying to progress those plunderous mob kills, whatever, to help you out with that. Yeah, I mean, you're at layer 13. I mean, I don't really recommend going past that, but you could try to bump that up a little bit. It's maybe not worth it, but something you could do. Other thing I want to note as well, that's Deathbringer specific, are your talents. Make sure your talents are booked as high as you can. You're at 301 talents, so you could do a rebook on this character, especially with fighting AFK gain, with a gilded sword, with sharpened axe, gold food effect. If you've done that. What else? Monster Decimator. This is kill per kill. This is pretty good. More stats from your obols. This is also really good. More stats means more kill per kill because of your Blood Berserker talent. Charred Skulls gives you more kill per X strength that you have. Also, to that point, if you want to get more kill per kill, or, you know, help you out in that journey, you could go Candy Click, trying to get more levels of Void Raging. I guess the other thing to talk about is Candy Clicking, because that's a very great way to increase your character's you know, capabilities. So you're at well above the threshold of being able to Candy Click. So I would consider Candy Clicking, trying to get your stat bubbles up to like 10k to help progress your account, but also help you with that kill per kill journey as you try to do your Apocalypse Wows and your characters. Also remember that Molt Orange, Premagreen, Severe Purple, these multiply that first stat bubble, so you can try to get more stats out of your characters, and vice versa, more kill per kill by upgrading Molt Orange, because this does impact that base stat, which gives you more damage but also gives you more kill per kill. Okay. Other thing you wanted to mention was getting 200k drop rate golden food. So what I'd recommend, you know, when you're trying to do that, there's 2 rare items that are important for those golden cakes. Number 1 being Perler Shells from Clammies in World 4, and the other being Moon, the ghost item that they drop. Right here. So both of those are required in the golden cakes recipe, as well as golden hamsters and golden omeletches. These are a little bit easier to come by than the Perler Shells or ghosts. So if you really want to min-max and get a ton of those golden a ton of those golden cakes, what I recommend is actually doing some AC farming inside the AC form, so you can stack up the drop rate multi and AFK gains multi for the ghost and the Perler Shells. It's more effective you do this on Perler Shells, in my opinion, than the ghost, because it has a higher drop rate as the ghost item in World 2. So I would recommend actually going to Gloomies inside Arcane Cultist form, because that's how you stack up the drop rate multi and the AFK gain multi. Try to get those up to at least like 1.1 each, respectively. If you can try to do 1.2, it might take you a while to help you out in that adventure, trying to candy out more of those Perler Shells or those ghosts eventually. And candying is really the way to do this. I would recommend doing it more on a warrior type class, because their family bonus, but also one of their talents specifically, is geared towards gold food effect, which, you know, as we talked about before, would scale the amount of AFK gain you get, which means you're more likely to get more ghosts out of those characters. Remember, multi-kill does not work for the ghost item nor the Perler Shells, because they're not the first item of the drop table, they're just an item. And DK crystal farming doesn't work because those items are not in a crystal drop table. Technically, it's better to be active on Elemental Sorcerer, but candying has really no effect with Elemental Sorcerer outside of being just like a regular character. So for that reason, because of how this talent exists on warrior classes, but also the Shimmeron bubble is inside of the orange cauldron, which gets multiplied by warrior's rule, you get a ton more gold food effect on your warrior character. So it's better to candy rare drop materials on your warrior classes because of that gold food effect. Outside of that, just being active on ES is another way you could get those 2 items, just much better because of how the drop rate and wormhole mechanic work on ES compared to other characters specific respawn mechanics. So if you're looking to get 200k gold cakes, candy on Deathbringer, candy on DK, either of those characters will be fine. In my opinion, you should probably do it on your Deathbringer, because, you know, it works better for your Apocalypse Wows, whatever. Yeah. I think what else? The other thing you said is, I would like to know your viewpoint on my account about where I should spend my focus after you optimize your progress. Okay, So I think outside of that, obviously we talked about candying. I think you should candy click. I do have a short on that if you are unaware of how to candy click on your bubbles, but that would probably help you progress or help you prepare for World 7 a lot. Just getting these up to 10k. Outside of that, candy clicking is your own adventure, whether you want to do it or not. I think this is a good trial point, seeing if you actually like candy clicking. When you candy click, just make sure you have as much liquid as possible. So obviously turn on Viaduct of the Gods, do some cranium cooking, max out the the liquid cap that you have for those cauldrons to be able to candy click. Outside of that, maybe doing Larry, trying to get this to 10k so you have extra chance to level up your bubbles is always great. And then yeah, you just kind of see if you want to continue candy clicking or not. Cooking, I suspect you have most of your meals at 110. They're all at 110. Perfect. Breeding, okay. I often ignore breeding because of how painful it is, but you can actually, I mean, 100 Grand Marshal Shiny Town's pretty good. Lab, I mean, if anything, more AC grinding, trying to get Deadly Wrath Jewel, Northwind's Jewel, maybe good. I mean, at least Deadly Wrath Jewel, maybe. Northwind's might be a little bit painful, considering you don't have Deadly Wrath yet, but yeah. What else? Vials, how are you doing on the vial grind? About as good as I can ask for. Sigils, yeah. I guess PSA, if you're trying to sigil farm, Cranium Cook stops sigil progress still, so don't go liquid farming while trying to progress sigils. You just will not be progressing sigils. So if your characters are in these, which I think is perfectly fine for you to be here in this trying to do sigil farming, just don't Cranium Cook. Or if you do Cranium Cook, make sure to swap these characters to liquid cauldrons so they actually do something in alchemy. Because if you're cranium cooking, you don't progress sigils. It just doesn't. It stops sigil progress. Okay, this is probably something for you to max out. So if you have balls, if you're doing Kilroy, spend all your Kilroy skulls on arcade balls to get more of these balls. You could try to throw these balls to get more multi-co per tier, more AFK gain rate, more sneaking EXP multi. Like, these are all pretty good in this rotation. It's worth at least getting to level 100. As for whether you super them, I wouldn't. I would just, keep them for better ones. Like, I guess what's a good one? What's a good summoning EXP multi? Absolutely, that's a great one. If that ever comes in rotation. Cooking speed multi is okay. The cap for liquids is pretty good from what I understand. I honestly think that's it. Everything else you have supered. Cool. Okay. Kilroy distribution. Good, you haven't spent upgrades on that. Seems like you're just getting started out in Kilroy. My recommendation is probably spend more attention on timer and skulls. Trying to get this like 120, get this to like 80 or 90 or so before moving on to any others. And also something to note: talent drops, pearl drops, and dungeon drops don't scale past level 1, so you don't need to put any points into these anymore. Which, by the way, remember to do shimmer every single week. Try to complete this, get the fishing efficiency, turn that in, upgrade skill efficiency. That's all you need to put points into. Everything else here is just worthless. Tome, you could try to do more tome progress, I guess, if you really want to. You have all the summonings, or sorry, sailing stuff, gaming. The only long-term goal in gaming is really try to get more sprout capacity, so getting that 9.99 trillion bits. As I mentioned, bravery is a great way to do that. Trying to level up your snail if you haven't already. Good luck trying to get to 25. Getting a billion nugget will help you in that adventure. All that stuff. Slab? Okay, you have some easy slab stuff. I mean, it's just, painfully, it's just party dungeon. Yeah, a lot of party dungeon items you can get out of the way. Divinity, almost at 18 across the board for your characters, so doing a little bit of div grind, especially during this ballot box, which this video should come out this week, but currently it's Divinity EXP and points, so maybe helpful. farming. This is also kind of how you progress gaming. One of the crop scientist pencil upgrades here is gaming evo. It's actually gaming speed, so this multiplies your speed in gaming by a large portion. So getting more crops found also helps your gaming progress a little bit faster. So if you're trying to do that 72 out of 72 crop evolution grind in gaming, which is very painful, I recommend doing that when you hit like 220 to 230 crops, just because of it's so much easier to do so. Also, there's a Deathbringer upgrade in the Grimoire. Superior crop research. This increases the bonuses from the crop scientist, so this will multiply that gaming evo, gaming speed that you get, to give you more of that. So to help you out and get more gaming speed, help you push those 72 evos. That's kind of how you do it. Okay, I think we've talked a lot. I think this video's gone on long enough. Mowsid, I hope you learned something from this. I'm sorry about the delay, about 2-ish weeks about doing this, but again, I hope it seems like you're doing a good job on that progress. I think your goals are good. Trying to get that drop rate golden food, trying to get 650 on your characters, trying to get those apocalypse wows done, completely fine. I think you're well on your way to meeting those goals, and especially before World 7, you can definitely complete those. Just on the class EXP, make sure to get more class EXP through the Justice Monument, doing some more liquid farming with grind time. Doing chip doublers, trying to get that Windwalker medallion. Also, to get the class EXP multi, make sure that you have that talent leveled up on Windwalker, the shiny medallions, because this is how you get the class EXP multi. If you don't have this and you don't get the class EXP multi, also make sure to max out and upgrade and book the Slayer Abomination talent. So when you're not in Windwalker form, max out these talents so your characters have a better time leveling up, because this is where a lot of your class EXP multi is. It's a free to play, or rather character that doesn't have these premium items. That's where you get a lot of the class EXP multi from. So again, wish you the best of luck. I hope you learned something. I hope this is to your satisfaction, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.